Good day and thank you for watching Civilnet. On the night of April 1st, the Azerbaijani army initiated what is being described as the worst violation of the ceasefire regime in Nagorno Karabakh since it was brokered in 1994. The Azerbaijani side utilized heavy weaponry, tanks, military helicopters in an attempt to infiltrate into Nagorno Karabakh territory, targeting not only military posts but also civilian areas. According to the Armenian Defense Ministry spokesperson Arzun Hovhannisyan, the Nagorno-Karabakh Defense Army has retaliated and pushed back the advancement of the Azerbaijani military units and at places even resorted to counterattacks. The Defense Ministry also informs that 2 Azerbaijani helicopters, 2 drones and 3 tanks have been destroyed so far. There are casualties on both sides. Azerbaijan has officially reported 12 deaths. The Armenian side has reported 18 casualties and 35 wounded, many of whom needed urgent medical care and were flown into Yerevan today. President Sarkisyan, who was on a working visit to the United States, returned to Yerevan later today and convened an emergency security council. The Armenian president said he considered the decisions taken in his absence right and necessary. He called on the ministries to pass to the previously discussed emergency mode and especially for the Armenian Defense Ministry to collaborate more closely with the Nagorno-Karabakh Defense Forces. President Sarkisyan also reassured that the Armenian government will fulfill its responsibility toward the Nagorno-Karabakh population and guarantee their safety as a signatory side to the 1994 ceasefire agreement. In a statement, Armenian Defense Ministry spokesperson Arzun Hovhannisyan warned of circulating misinformation, saying news of Armenia's considerable losses, displacement, and nationwide mobilization are not true. He also stated that an indicator that primary Azerbaijani plans have failed is sustained by the fact that there are no reports of such large-scale military operations in the Azerbaijani media. The international community has responded to the news of military action in Nagorno-Karabakh. Russia's foreign minister has held telephone conversations with both the Armenian and the Azerbaijani foreign ministers today. Russian President Vladimir Putin has expressed concern. The Russian president's spokesperson Dmitry Peskov informed TASS that the Russian president regrets that the situation has again come to armed confrontation. The OSCE Minsk Group co-chairs will meet in Vienna on Monday to discuss the situation and convene the Minsk Group on Tuesday to address the issue. EU High Commissioner Federica Mogherini has also issued a statement which reads, "The European Union deplores the loss of life, in particular reports of civilian casualties and deaths. The European Union fully supports the efforts of the OSCE Minsk Group and the 3 co-chairs. We expect both sides to respect strictly the ceasefire, refrain from the use of force, and resume efforts towards a peaceful resolution of the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict." Today, we also spoke with risk analyst for Russia and CIS Lilit Gevorkyan about what possible reasons Azerbaijan could have to instigate armed clashes and what is the economic, political, and diplomatic cost of resumed armed conflicts in Nagorno-Karabakh.
Economically, it really doesn't make any sense. However, if you look through the lens of domestic politics, this is not the first time that Nagorno-Karabakh conflict has been used by the Azerbaijani long-standing president to distract public attention from political issues. It is not just the politics that is bothersome now, it is the social discontent, the significant drop in living standards, and as I mentioned, the double-digit inflation and the weakening of manat is really hurting the Azerbaijani consumers.
But isn't this a too high cost of a way to divert social attention from social issues?
It is, but there's no evidence that in other parts of the world, when conflicts started, there were all rational decisions. I think when it comes to the current stage of the crisis around Nagorno-Karabakh, perhaps the rationale of the Azerbaijani authorities is that if they come out somewhat victorious from the current standoff, military standoff, then this will only strengthen Aliyev's credentials as someone who's a defender of national interest of Azerbaijan. it really depends how things will develop. I think the Azerbaijani militaries themselves and the president is quite well aware that any protracted conflict in Nagorno Karabakh could severely undermine not only the economy of the country, but also the authority of Ilham Aliyev himself. It is worth reminding that the country has experienced coups in the past, and they were all related to military failures in the battleground in Nagorno Karabakh. So yes, it is a high-stake game or affair. However, if Aliyev can emerge from this confrontation victorious, then it will only strengthen its position in the country.
Stay tuned to Civilnet. Our crew is on its way to Nagorno Karabakh tonight, and thank you for joining us today. We hope the night will be peaceful.